His response to the Supreme Court's decision to strike down his tariffs, our Eamon Javers, was in the room. And Eamon, I heard you this morning suggest that it was going to elicit a defiant response, and it did.
Yeah, it absolutely did, Mike. And I've got an important clarification here. I was just in the office of a White House official pinning down some details on this, and I don't think this information is in the market necessarily yet, so I want to walk through it. There's some question about this new 10% global tariff that the president announced in that briefing and who it would apply to. Because remember, as we went through the year last year, a number of countries and regions around the world came to trade agreements with the United States. A lot of those trade agreements set tariff rates that were higher than 10%. So what happens to those countries who already came to the table, already negotiated a trade agreement with the United States? Well, this White House official just confirming for me a short time ago that all of those agreements are now reset to 10% under this new tariff rate once it goes through. So the European Union, which was at 15%, now will be at 10. Japan was at 15%, now at 10. India was at 18, now at 10. South Korea was at 15, now at 10. And Vietnam will be the big winner here. They were at 20% under their trade agreement with the United States. They also come down to 10% under this new tariff that the president is imposing as of today. So I think that's an important nuance that a lot of people were trying to figure out over the past couple of hours, Mike, is exactly what did the president mean when he said that. And so that is, at least temporarily, a big win for those countries and regions. But the White House official clarifies, importantly, that that is only until these new authorities kick in and they have the opportunity to go through the formal process here, and they reserve the right to raise those tariff rates back up at some point to the higher numbers. So for the short term, there is a window where the tariffs will be much lower than they were. Ultimately, though, they could reset back to where they were under the agreement, Mike.
So let's just make sure we understand. Those countries with a trade agreement, and as part of those trade agreements, a given tariff rate was set, will now get the relief down to 10%. And those tariffs, therefore, were not those that the Supreme Court decision applied to specifically?
Well, no, those tariffs were.
They were.
That's exactly the question. Those tariffs under the trade agreement were using IEEPA justifications. Now the Supreme Court has said you can't do that. So the president can impose that 15%, say, on the EU. So he's got to come down to 10% under the other authority, which he said he was going to use today. So once he puts that into place, there will be a 10% tariff on those regions. But that represents a big win for companies doing business with those regions because that lowers the tariff rate significantly, at least for the short term, until this White House works through the process under these new authorities and finds a way to get it back up again.
Got it. And those new authorities that we're talking about, I mean, I know there's a few of them, but they would seem to apply for a given amount of time, correct? Like the 150 days or something?
Yes, some of them have a time limit, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them, you can conduct a study. If the Commerce Secretary conducts a study, has a finding, issues a report, after their comment period of 90 days or 180 days or whatever it might be, then they can impose the tariffs using that authority. So it's just a much more cumbersome process, and the president doesn't like it because it ties his hands and slows him down. He likes to be able to sort of issue tariffs by tweet, and he won't be able to do that in this new regime. He'll have to go through the legalistic bureaucratic process, which is much slower and more cumbersome.